Welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where today we're looking at 10 of the biggest surprise packages from across the continent this term. Let's get into it. 10. Michael Beale at Rangers. What a year it has been for Michael Beale. Long touted as the brains behind Steven Gerrard at Rangers and Aston Villa, this summer he took on his first head managerial position at QPR, and his quality immediately shone through. By the 7th of October, the Hoops sat pretty in the promotion spots with 7 wins from 12 games, while playing attractive football rarely witnessed at Loftus Road. Big sides began to take notice of Beale. Wolves came calling, however the 42-year-old rejected the Premier League strugglers, describing the offer as too soon in his career. He then announced his loyalty to QPR, saying, "I've been all in here and I've asked the others to be all in, so I can't be the first to run away from the ship." But when the Scottish Giants Rangers sacked Giovanni van Bronckhorst in November, Beale found he couldn't resist the advances of his former side. QPR have spiralled downwards without him at the helm. Rangers meanwhile are unbeaten under Beale's watch. Wolves have turned to Julian Lopetegui in their battle for survival, and must wonder what the former Spain and Sevilla manager saw in their project that Michael Beale didn't. 9. Fulham. For the third time in 5 years, Fulham sealed promotion from the Championship to the Premier League this summer. Although it was the first time they had done it as champions, powered on by Alexander Mitrovic's division record haul of 43 goals, few gave Marco Silva's side much chance of defying their yo-yo status and beating the drop. Yet rather than succumb to the weight of their recent history, the Whites have been excellent. 31 points from 20 games means they're on course for their highest points tally ever in the Premier League, while Mitrovic has already matched his best outfit in the top flight with 11 goals. They even recorded a historic win against their West London rivals Chelsea, their first in almost 17 years. After a tricky time at Everton, Marco Silva has restored his reputation, along with Tim Ream in defence. At 35 years old, the American is enjoying a surprise swan song, currently putting up a career best 1.5 blocks and 3.4 clearances per 90. No player in Fulham's entire squad has earned more minutes, and the praise coming his way is richly deserved. 8. Daniel Farke. In November 2021, Daniel Farke was fired by Norwich City. Despite over 200 games at Carrow Road and 2 championship titles, it was decided that the German didn't have the skill set to keep a team in the top flight. He left with an unwanted record of 15 straight Premier League defeats, one that will be tough to beat. It was telling then that his next job came with Krasnodar in Russia. But he left immediately after the country invaded Ukraine, entering the managerial cold once more. However, in the summer, Borussia Monchengladbach took a chance on the former striker, handing him an unexpected return to a top European division. Gladbach were in a bad state themselves, having limped to 10th in the Bundesliga last term, only adding more jeopardy to Farke's appointment. But to the 42-year-old's credit, Die Fohlen have been solid. They currently sit 8th, 5 points off the Champions League spots, and boast the 4th best attack in the division. Gladbach do give up an alarming rate of shots, more than the relegation threatened Stuttgart, but Farke's high possession, high pass accuracy style is slowly paying off. It turns out he just needed some better players to show his class. 7. West Ham. Now to West Ham, a surprise package for all the wrong reasons. After years of discontent, poor investment and anger at the club's owners, the Hammers faithful have been in dreamland. In 2020-21, David Moyes led his side to 6th in the Premier League, even flirting with the top 4. Then last season, the East Londoners wound up 7th, an astonishing effort considering they also reached the Europa League semi-finals. With another European adventure to look forward to, they spent big this summer. Lucas Paqueta and Gianluca Scamacca headlined the new stars that arrived at the London Stadium to the tune of €180 million. Having enjoyed success with a threadbare squad for 2 seasons, Moyes suddenly had a team littered with talent. But all those millions are yet to produce any gains on the pitch. As rather than push on, West Ham have backfired, currently sat 18th in the Premier League with only 1 win from their last 10 games. The Hammers may have made light work of their Conference League group, but glory in Europe's third-tier competition will mean nothing if they can't get their act together on home soil. 6. Plymouth Argyle. This season, League One is full of several Football League heavyweights, including Derby County, Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton and Ipswich. But currently top of the pile is Plymouth Argyle, a plucky underdog with their sights set on Championship football for the first time in almost 15 years. The good times have returned to the Devon-based club ever since Steven Schumacher was promoted from assistant manager to head coach in December 2021. Argyle eventually finished 7th in League One last season, and this term they've built on that success to lead the division with the most wins and fewest losses so far. far, showing the form of champions. Schumacher has done it with free-flowing attacking football rarely enjoyed at home park. Only Ipswich bettered their 5 shots on target per game, while no team has found the net more from open play or counter-attacks. The cherry on the cake is that at 24.3 years old, Argyle have the 8th youngest squad on average in the division. The attacking lonely pairing of Finn Azaz and Michael Whittaker are both shining this term, along with their homegrown keeper Michael Cooper. Argyle has become a great place to be a young footballer, a fact that should only help the club down the line. 5. Michael Carrick. Since their relegation from the Premier League in 2017, Middlesbrough have tried in vain to find the right manager that can return them to the promised land. Gary Monk, Tony Pulis, Neil Warnock and Chris Wilder are all seasoned Football League operators that failed at the Riverside Stadium, Borough only once making the playoff in the past 5 years. And the one time they turned to a manager with little experience didn't work either, Jonathan Woodgate fired after a year in the job. Still, the club's owner Steve Gibson deserves credit for handing Michael Carrick his first proper chance in the dugout last October, and that gamble is paying dividends. The former Manchester United midfielder has propelled Borough to 4th in the Championship, with 8 wins and a draw from his opening 11 matches, form only bettered by Burnley and Sheffield United. Under his watch, they averaged 2.1 goals per match, up from 1.2 in the games before him, with Chuba Akpom on fire, hitting 11 in his past 12 appearances. Years of working in the pressure cooker of Old Trafford are clearly paying off. Carrick showed glimpses of his potential on the sidelines as interim manager of United following Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's departure, but now his true ability is coming to light. 4. FC Zurich. Another surprise package for all the wrong reasons. FC Zurich fans cannot believe what they're witnessing. Only in the summer they were celebrating a Swiss Super League title, their first since 2008-09. But come January, their side are flat bottom of the 10-team division, on just 2 wins from 16. Barely able to score, FCZ faced the genuine prospect of their first relegation in 7 years, and as Switzerland's defending champions too. For context, this rarely ever happens in Europe based on purely sporting merit. Take Manchester City in 1937, Germany's FC Nuremberg in 1969, or Herfolge Boldklub of the Danish Superliga in 2001. It's a group of clubs they will not want to join. So where has it all gone wrong for Zurich? For a start, their title-winning manager Andre Breitenreiter left in July to join Hoffenheim. They also sold their star striker Wilfried Gnonto to Leeds United. Breitenreiter's replacement Franco Foda had pedigree, arriving from the Austrian national team, but he only lasted 19 games in the job, which has now been given to Bo Henriksen. Let's see if the former FC Midtjylland boss can save Z City from the ultimate embarrassment. 3. Wout Weghorst. Rewind to the summer, and who could have thought Wout Weghorst would be a man in such demand? By his own admission, a €17 million January switch to Burnley last winter did not play out as expected. The 6'6" striker quickly discovered he had joined a sinking ship at Turf Moor, though many argue he could have done more to stop the rot, with his 2 goals and 3 assists coming from 20 appearances. What's more, his 2.7 shots and key passes per 90 were well below his regular output for Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Weghorst did not fancy the championship and signed on loan with Besiktas for the season. And the Netherlands international has been quality in Turkey, netting 8 in 16 appearances. Then came his World Cup cameo against Argentina, turning the table on the eventual champions with a perfect header before scoring from a stunning free kick routine. Though fruitless in the end, it reminded everyone of the threat the 30-year-old posed. Now Weghorst has joined his fellow Dutchman Erik ten Hag at Manchester United for the second half of the campaign. Burnley fans probably can't believe what they're seeing. 2. Lens. As Ligue 1 hits the halfway mark, there is an unusual name near the top of the table, as trailing PSG are Lens, a team who in 2019-20 weren't even playing top-flight football. Yet the Blood and Gold are enjoying a remarkable period in their modern history, setting the Stade Bollard de la Lys alight in a way not witnessed since they won their sole Ligue 1 title back in 1998, and they are excellent value for their current position. Lens have lost just once all season in a local derby against Lille, and have won 13 of their remaining 18 games, including a 3-1 victory against PSG. Normally this would be Championat winning form, although the odds are weighted so heavily in the direction of Paris. Their manager Franck Hayes has produced a well-driven unit with the best defence in the division, and going forward he has unlocked a clinical attack, including the young Belgian talent Loic Openda and unheralded stars Florian Sotoka and Wesley Said. Now 3 points behind PSG, an extraordinary Ligue 1 title isn't beyond their reach, but qualification for the Champions League would be an astonishing achievement in itself. 1. Napoli. In early August, it looked like a dark season lay in store for Napoli. Their initial summer business saw season figures at the club all leave for pastures new, including David Ospina, Kalidou Koulibaly, Fabian Ruiz and the forward pair of Dries Mertens and Lorenzo Insigne, for so long the spine to the side. Napoli's manager Luciano Spalletti cut a worried figure in the press, announcing that the experience lost was almost impossible to replace. But replace it they have, as the new Napoli are not only the best side in Italy at present, but arguably the most exciting team in Europe. Bolstered by signings including Kim Min-jae, Giacomo Raspadori and the Georgian sensation Kavica Kvaratskhelia, Napoli blitzed their Champions League group with 5 wins and 20 goals, including a 4-1 hammering of Liverpool, and they have stormed to the summit of Serie A, only tasting defeats once in a recent loss to Inter Milan. Explosive on either wing, stacked in attack and solid in defence, it's hard to find many weaknesses in their squad. With plenty of football to go, Spalletti will know the Scudetto is far from secure, but with a 9-point gap at the top, you can forgive the people of Naples for daring to dream again. So that was our look at 10 of the biggest surprise packages from across the continent, but who have we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to Euro Football Daily with notifications switched on, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.